Hey guys, and welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to be showing you guys basics of Tinker's Construct. So let's go ahead and get straight into it. So we're going to start off with the basic categories from the Tinker's Guidebook, all of the Tinker benches, and then on to ore smelting and how that works, and then the casting of ores into ore parts, and the tool creation with the tool forge. So we're going to go ahead and straight into the guidebook, and really this is the main tutorial. Really everything you need to know is right in here in this book, but what I'm doing is simply showing you it through videos. So for the most part, all your modifiers are right here, everything that everything does. You got luck, you got more durability, you got silk touch, and just about anything that is an enchantment is a modifier type in Tinker's Construct. Same goes for tool materials. It covers what each material does for your tool. Now, this book will actually adapt for other mods as well if they are compatible with Tinker's Construct. So I have a couple other mods installed right now, like Draconic Evolution and like End Steel here, and Energetic Alloy, which is from Ender.io. And those do all sorts of different things. It explains here what the durability for them is on the different parts, and what their mining level is. And mining level, just FYI, has to do with what it mines, not the material it is made out of. So if it says obsidian, it mines obsidian. It's not obsidian pickaxe, it basically just mines obsidian. So if it says cobalt, it can mine cobalt. That's basically how this works. Cobalt is actually above obsidian, just FYI. So let's go ahead and go to the next part, which is all the benches. Alright, so starting off, you're going to want to make some blank patterns. They're pretty simple. You're going to want to get like 16 to 32 of these. They're not really that expensive. Next, you're going to want the crafting station. It's really simple. Just put a crafting table in your crafting menu, you get crafting station. The cool thing about the crafting station, you can put an item in, and it keeps the item, and it also shows the item in that little icon there. It's really cool. And it's as simple as that. Next, we got the tool station. Just a crafting table with a blank pattern on it, and this is used for making all your different tools. Next, we have the part builder, which is a log and a blank pattern, and this is used for crafting your parts with patterns. Next, we have the pattern chest, which is for storing patterns. It's simply a chest with a blank pattern on it, and you can store patterns in the pattern chest. Lastly, we have a stencil table, which is used for making patterns. That is the recipe for you guys. Onwards to the multi-block structure. When they're all right next to each other and they're touching, you will be able to have a GUI on the inside that will actually allow you to access all benches from within. So we're gonna go ahead and show you guys how to make some tools and get started. So we're gonna go ahead and just like make some. You guys go ahead and make some blank patterns of everything you want. You're gonna need the X, the pickaxe head, and the stick for pickaxes. Really, if you want to know how to make something, it's right in here. It'll tell you everything you need to make that item. And so all you really need to do is put all the patterns in your pattern chests, that way you can easily access them here. Just click what you want to make, and you make it here. So let's go ahead and make a cheap stick out of that, and a pickaxe head out of flint, and also make the binding out of flint. And we're going to go ahead and access the tool station, and make sure that that's all in the correct order. And just like that, you got a flint pickaxe with a stone bottom. It has decent durability. Okay, well, actually, that's pretty bad durability. Wood sticks do much better for durability if you have a wood tool rod instead of a stone one. But that's pretty much how that system works. So let's go on to the next section of the tutorial. Alright, next we have the smeltery section, which we're going to start off by showing you guys how to make grout. It's really simple. You're going to need gravel, sand, and clay, just like that. It has two recipes, like this or like that. This provides 2, while this provides 8. And what you're going to do is you're going to cook this grout. Sorry, you're gonna cook this grout in some furnaces, and you're gonna get seared bricks out of it, and the seared bricks can be used to craft all the different things you need. So let's go ahead and move on to all the crafting recipes for all of that. Alright, so starting off, we have the seared bricks. You're gonna need about, like, depending on how big you want your smeltery, like a stack to 2 stacks, really. I suggest if you're going small, do at the minimum 48 of these, because it's still good to go a little bigger than the smallest. Next, we have the casting table. This is very important for making tools, because you basically cast materials out into blank patterns. But I'll show you how to make gold blank patterns that work with melted materials. Next, we have casting basin. This is useful for mass output of materials from the furnace. You'll see what it really does in a moment. Next, we have the smeltery chain. These are also really important, like extremely important. You basically might as well not use this mod if you're not going to use smeltery chains. You really cannot use it without this. Just FYI, you're going to want to have whatever number of casting tables and basins you have. You're going to want to combine that number and have the same amount of drains. So say you have 3 basins and 2 tables, you're going to want 5 drains, alright? Same goes for the faucets. You're going to want 5 faucets as well. And that's the recipe for all of those. And next we have the seared tank. This is also extremely important. You need this in order to fuel your furnace. It's as simple as that. Next we have the seared glass, which is a decoration block. You don't really need it, but really it's basically the same thing as seared bricks, that except you can see through it, so you can see all the different materials that you have inside of your smeltery at the time. And lastly, the smeltery controller. It's the key heart of your entire smeltery. It will not work without this. It also will not work without the tank. The tank and the controller are required for the smeltery to actually run. As you can see here, this is all that is required to run a smeltery. You don't actually need these 2 extra blocks here. I just added those because, but the minimum is 3 wide, like that, and 3 long, like that. And it can be 1 tall, just like that. As long as you have a seared brick right there. You don't actually need that seared brick there, but as long as you have a seared brick there, you are fine. You just need it basically at the bottom, just like that. And then the maximum size, this measurement is for the inside flooring. So this will be 9 by 8. And that is the maximum size for a smeltery, but it can actually have infinite height. So really, you can have one of these and just like put it up infinitely, and it'll still work just as efficiently as a 3-story of maximum size. So let's go ahead and get straight into the smelting part. It's really simple, to be honest with you. It doubles ore, which is great. So if I put 5 in here, when they're done smelting, it will make 10 ingots. So I'll see you guys when that's done smelting. Alright guys, it's almost done here, and in just a second it will be smelted into 1 block and 1 ingot, which is 10 ingots. And now we'll go ahead and use the basin. Now the basin and the drain can be placed anywhere 1 block above the controller here, like this, over to the same level. So as long as it's not here, this does not work, but this does work. Just like that, you're casting iron into a basin, but it also works at the same level like this. Now, while that's going into there, this is extremely important. I mean, not specifically the pickaxe head, but learning how to make casts is very important. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get some gold ore, You're going to want an ingot. It doesn't necessarily have to be a gold ingot, but as long as it's some type of ingot. And you're going to want all of the parts that you want made out of a cheap material, because what it does is it destroys that material and makes a cast out of gold. So you're going to want whatever parts that you want. Basically, if you want to make a tool, you're going to want to get all the parts for that, and then turn them into stone and make them out of stone, and then you lay them in there. So we'll go ahead and cook up this gold ore, and it does cook faster than the iron ore. And we're just going to go ahead and lay this ingot and this pickaxe head in here. So this will actually make a cast for both the pickaxe head and the ingot when we have the gold smelted up in the smeltery here. Alright, so the gold has been smelted. So let's go ahead and pour the minerals. Now, as you can see, that did not work, and that is because you have iron on top, right below your gold. And so to fix that, you don't have to drain it. You simply have to click the gold inside of the GUI, and just like that, it is now the main liquid. And just like that, you can start pouring it out into a cast, and it'll start setting, and then it'll destroy the items but make casts for those items. So now you have an ingot cast and all your parts, and so now you can get rid of that last ingot of iron. And just like that, you have an extremely efficient way of cooking resources. So let's go ahead and move on to higher tool creation. Alright, so I've gone ahead and got myself some resources to make some better tools, and that is the recipe for the tool forge. It is a tool station with 4 iron blocks just like that, and 3 seared bricks. And simply, you're gonna just get the tools that you want to make. I highly suggest getting a hammer and an excavator. They are really useful for digging out large areas. So I've gone ahead and gotten myself a combination of different resources. So I've got iron, night slime, and ardite together, making a mixture of sort of like magnetic and ore cooking and crumbling, which is good for basically the lower tier it is from the mining level you have on your tool, the better. So I'm also gonna go ahead and add a diamond for better durability, and I'll go ahead and add some redstone, and just like that, you'll have a pickaxe that can mine a large area. And just like this, you can now start mining in larger areas. Of course, I wouldn't mine this fast if I went ahead and went into survival mode. That's how fast you would mine with 50 redstone added to it. You can get 3 modifier slots per tool unless you add more via methods that you can see inside the book. And just like that, you've got a huge tunnel. My favorite tool in the game with Tinker's Construct is the hammer. It can also be used as a weapon, which is great. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!